everybody, Marieanne here, the Crochety Clogger. Not so crotchety this evening, but I do love to crochet and I love to clog, and tonight I thought might be a good time to start. Although we might not start actually clogging, what we are going to do is get our body ready to do that. Our legs. There's major muscle groups in our legs that can really protect our ankles and our knee joints, which can take a little pounding and clogging depending on how full out and how hard you go. So today we're going to get those major muscle groups ready, okay? All right, let's get started. What you want to do is you want to have a chair or a countertop or something. I'll set this chair aside. I feel like this ladder back chair, if I use that, it's not going to help me a whole lot if I lose my balance like so. So I'll put it over here. And I'm going to use this right here today to help me out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work on our quads. This major muscle group here above our knees. Most of you know that. And we're also going to work on our calf muscles down here. All right? So first of all, keep your balance with countertop or a good sturdy chair back. And I'm going to back up a little. I want to make sure that you use the leg that's farthest away from your balancing object here. And all I want you to do is touch your toe to the floor and lift it up. I like to kind of go parallel with the floor or perpendicular with my leg and just kind of let my foot hang down there, okay, as loose as you can get it. All right, so we're just going to do those touches and lift a few times. Now, if you don't want to lift that high, you don't have to. Just lift to where it feels very comfortable, okay? If you're like me, sometimes I have some hip issues, right? So we're going to do the same thing, and we'll turn around so that we're using the outside foot from our balancing object and touch and lift, right? We're going to do that with some music. Are you ready? Let's go. Where is my music? There is my music. I hope it's not too loud, folks. Nah, I can turn it up. Let's turn it up. All right, here we go. We're gonna touch and lift. And you can go as long as you like. I like to go till I feel it in my quads a little bit. Let's pretend that I do. All right. So the next thing you want to do now, I'm feeling a little bit of burn in here. Not doing too much, but the next thing you want to do, and again, please make sure you hold on for balance, is you want to grab that foot and bring it up towards your bottom. If you can't, that's no big deal. I'm going to turn around so you can see the alignment here. When you do that, please be sure that you don't bring that, I can't do it. Don't bring that foot out beside your bottom. Make sure you bring it behind your bottom. Whether it touches your bottom or not isn't the issue. The issue is, do you feel it here in your quad? A good stretch of that muscle. That's what you're wanting. Okay? And again, if you can't grab that foot, that's fine. Grab a hold of that, your pant leg. Or grab a hold of the back of your shoe. You know? Just be sure you don't swing that foot out beside of you, because we don't want to do anything to our knee that creates if you bring it out beside of you, you're torquing that knee in a way that it's not meant to go, right? So we want to make sure that it goes straight behind to get a nice good stretch in the quad. You want to do the other side with me? Let's do it. Please excuse my rump end. Here we go. Just touch your toe. And again, you don't have to lift it up as high as you want to. I got some students who love to go way up there. I'm like, go for it, but not me. All right. So I'm going to pretend I'm feeling that, and and I am, I'm not pretending. I'm going to hold on to my balancing object here and grab my foot. Give that hamstring a good, nice stretch. Man, that feels good. Oh, yeah. I'll shake it out a little, shake it out a little, shake it out a little. Good. Feels good. All right. So, the next thing we want to do, we worked our quads a little bit. Now we're going to work on our calves, okay? So, easy as pie. Can you see my feet? Okay. What we're going to do here, while balancing, help our object to help us here, we're going to lift up on the balls of our feet. Just a little. Just enough, I don't know, 2-3 inches off the floor. Our heels are just 2 or 3 inches off the floor. And then we're going to lift them up a little higher. We're going to go back down to that first level and to the floor. Right? Gently. Okay? So we're just going to go a little way up and a little higher, a little way down and down to the floor. Right? So one thing I want you to think about as you're doing this is to make your movements slow, gentle, but not bouncy. We don't want to go eek, 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 eek. I hope that didn't shake the camera. But you get my drift? Anytime that you're actually asking your muscles to do something for you, you want your muscles have memory. I know that sounds weird, but they do. If they remember you bouncing into something with a jarred jolt, they're not going to like it. Your muscles will not like it, and they will say, I don't want to do any more of that, and the next time I feel it, I'm not going to cooperate. So we want our muscles to like gently remember that it's okay, slow and easy. Slow and easy, right? All right. So let's give that a try with some music. Here we go. Halfway up. Oh, well, there goes the music. Let's give that another shot from the top. Here we go. A little bit up, all the way up. A little bit down and all the way down. A little bit up now, all the way up. Now, if you want, you can tackle one foot. You don't have to. Being on both at the same time might be just enough for a start, and that's okay. Let's go back to 2. Are you feeling it back there in those calf muscles? I think I am. Alright, so, I'm feeling it back there. Feeling it. Alright, so let me show you a good way to stretch those calf muscles now that we have worked them a little bit. What we want to do is we want to do what's called a runner's lunge, and a lot of you have seen this, I'm sure. We want to bring one foot behind us, one foot in front, and as you do so, one thing to remember, please be sure that both of your feet are pointing straight ahead. Let me move this chair. All right. So we want to make sure that both feet are pointing straight ahead, as opposed to one being turned out like this and the other being turned out. We want them to point straight ahead in a nice parallel way. And of course, let me turn this way so you can see. I'm not like on a slalom ski. I've got my balance. I've got a width there, right? So here's my lunge. Yes. And as we lunge, we're just going to bend that front knee a little bit. Keep your balance. And as you do this, it's just slow and easy. And as you do this, you want to really think about that back leg back there. It's nice and straight, yes? And keeping the heel on the floor. If you can't keep it on the floor, bring it closer. It's okay. If you don't feel anything at this width, take it farther back until you feel a nice stretch in that back calf. And then we're going to switch up. Remember, not a slalom ski. Make it 2. We got 2 feet, we'll use them both. We got both feet pointing straight ahead. We got the back heel anchored to the floor. Nice, slow, easy stretch in that back calf. Whew, all right. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Feels good, feels good. Those are some of the things that I like to do to keep my muscles prepared to clog. And if my head is being cut off, well, I apologize. I'm a headless, tie-dyed, purple people eater. Oh well, that was stupid. Anyhow, let me get my chair back. I wanted to show you one other thing, hoping that I can do so here. I'll set kitty cat a queen here. Now, all right, so you can see my feet. All right, what I'd like for you also to try is something to prepare yourself for one of the first things that we're going to learn to clog, and that's called the double toe. Many of you may have heard that before, and we're going to get prepared to do that, okay? The double toe is an action that is initiated by your ankle. I guess it's rewind. It's initiated by your knee, really, by the knee. But with the ankle, one of the things you want to be sure of is that the ankle is really loose. So if we were to comparatively speak to our ankle, like speak to our ankle. Hello there, ankle, how you doing? Kind of bony. Well, I don't know. Not that bony. Just kidding. Let's compare the ankle to the wrist. Very similar, right? Your wrist, give this a shot. Just very gently, right? Our wrist can just flop. We can make our hands flop for days, you know, right? So what I want you to think about is the same thing with your ankle. Let's let our ankle, I'm gonna hold my leg up here, and I'm literally using my arms to hold my leg up. My leg is just hanging out, right? And I'm shaking my leg with my arms. And you see what my foot's doing there? It's just, excuse me, all that shaking is bringing up me some bubbles. Excuse me, pardon me, pardon me. All right, so yeah, just very loose. Same thing on the other side. Just very loose. One of the funny things that I always like to say, when you clog, you got to see all that jelly just bouncing, you know? What was it? What's the saying? Must be jelly because jam don't shake like that. Well, when you clog, you kind of have to think of that. You kind of have to just be loose, you know. I'm going to try to stand up and give that a shot. If you guys want to join me, I'm going to use my balancing object here, and I'm just going to pick up my leg. You know those toe lifts that we were doing? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to lift up my knee. You can hold it up there if you want to. It's fine. And just kind of shake your foot. Just give it a nice little shake. And I'm actually going to, let me show you in a profile sense here. I'm actually going to shake it this way and this way. So I'm going forward and backward, trying to create a very loose ankle. And I'm going to go side to side, creating a very loose ankle. Now, of importance, make sure that you're not like shaking it to the point that it's popping. It's not got to be a hard shake, if that makes any sense. Just real easy and gentle, you know. We want to make sure that we're just being real easy and gentle when we let that ankle kind of do its thing. Real gentle. Just sort of let it flop. I like to use the analogy like a wet noodle. You know, like a wet noodle. If it were an uncooked spaghetti noodle, if it was uncooked, it would be straight and stiff, and if we tried to shake it, it would break. But if it was a fully cooked spaghetti noodle, it would flop, yeah? So that's what we want to tell our ankle to do. We want to tell our ankle to just relax and kind of let my leg up here is doing the work. My ankle isn't doing a thing. It's just hanging there, right? It's just a hanging there. Right. So, let me talk a little bit about an exercise that some of you may even know, especially if you've ever been to an orthopedic doctor. And again, I'm going to hold my leg here. You may have found that they say, draw the alphabet with your foot. Now, I want you to try that, but really use the ankle to do it. So, in other words, I'm going to tell my toes to draw the alphabet. So, I'm going to do all, little letters, not all caps. I'm going to do little letters, and I'm going to do an A. And you see, and a B. You see how my ankle is initiating all those movements. C, D, E, F, sorry, G, right? Now, if you've tried that with me a little bit, you'll notice that you're telling your ankle to do those things, right? And this is a wonderful exercise. It's something that I would recommend that you do because it not only strengthens your ankle joint, it even works your calves a little bit, you know, which is a great thing, but also it tells you the feeling that you have, and I always use my wrist as an example. It tells you the feeling that you have by telling your ankle to make those letters, right? So your ankle is really making those letters. I don't know how else to put it. You know, your ankle is doing the work. But for the double toe that we're going to be learning in our next video, we want our ankle to be loose, right? We don't want our ankle to do the work. We want our ankle just to kind of flop, right? I always have better success doing my ankle, a loose ankle, fully cooked noodle ankle. I always have more luck doing that standing up. I have a harder time, you know. And if I were to stick my leg out straight, so I'm kind of like my knees doing the work, my ankles just are hanging out there. All right, guys, so I think that'll get us a little bit prepared to clog. What do you think? Remember, you can always rewind and do it again tomorrow, do it again the next day. But one thing I do ask you to do is to do it before you clog, okay? Want to make sure those muscles are prepared to clog. And also, please remember to ask your physician if it's okay for you to start a new physical program such as this. Although it might not be dubbed exercise, it is quite like exercise. So please be sure that your joints and everything are fully capable and okay to do so, because I don't want anybody to get hurt. All right, guys. Marieanne again, the Crochety Clogger. Until next time, thank you. Thanks, and have a great day.